Hey, what's up guys? It's Jake aka Tag, and today we're back at it again with this Hog Rider Executioner Valkyrie deck that is all revolving around the NATO. So when your opponent goes in for golems, giants, or beat down decks with Lava Hound, you always want to just NATO it back and use the Executioner Splash to damage it down. This deck was heavily requested down below in the YouTube comment section, so I'm going to be playing it today. Let's go jump straight into some games and let's assert some dominance. So we're going to keep our Valkyrie in our hand in case our opponent ends up having a lot of splash damage, bridge spam, or if he ends up having Expo. We're going to go cycle our goblins, and then we're going to go rush opposite lane with a Hog Rider here. We'll see what he does. He's going to end up having a little bit of spam here. So I feel comfortable going for a Valkyrie. And then it should be okay if I go in for a log on the left-hand side, just to mitigate some damage in Ice Spirit now. So we are going to take a little bit, but we have a Valkyrie counter pushing, so I'm okay with it. He's going to end up having to go in for bats, but I don't think he has Miner in cycle since he dropped it earlier, so that's already exhausted, so I don't have to worry about them at all. It's also pretty decent for me to be able to go opposite lane now. See what he wants to do though. See if he's got mortar or not. Just gonna end up going for miners, and we're gonna go for an executioner in that spot because we knew it was either gonna be here or here. If it was anywhere else, we could just tornado to the king tower, so that's always good. Executioner is still alive, so I might want to go for Hog Rider in front of it. Okay, well, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna rocket your Inferno Drag. I'm fine with that. Since I end up having Valkyrie in cycle, I think I can defend against anything. So I kind of don't really want to even. Oh, all right. I was going to say I wouldn't have to do anything, but I did. I didn't want to do anything because I thought the bats were going to go in front. Sometimes the bats are placed precariously in front, and then you don't have to respond. Okay. Since I didn't have NATO, I should have expected that. Well played, sir. Well played. Switching up your minor placements, especially when I don't have NATO in cycle. Credit to you, man. So Valkyrie's going to come through. He's going to go drop the Inferno Dragon. I'm going to have to either go for Hog Rider or Executioner. Probably Executioner just to make sure that he's not able to do anything for a bit. Executioner will be able to kill that. And the Hog Rider would just make sure that he applies more aggression on me. I don't really like that at all. So we can go in for a Hog Rider and then log that goblins. Tornado everything so it dies. And then just Valkyrie on top. Mega Knight doesn't deny all damage, so it feels good, man. He's gonna miner probably. So we're going to end up going for goblins, Ice Spirit here, and then we need a log. Especially if he's going to do all that. So we can go tornado. Can we tornado out the king tower? Yeah. Heck yeah. That's always juicy. Since we've gotten so much damage on the right hand side, it's fine to do that too. He's most certainly going to Mega Knight, so I'm just going to Ice Spirit it. So then we get extra damage, I believe. His bats die, and now he doesn't have the opportunity to drop a miner in front of it. He's going to end up spamming here, so let's go in for Executioner. He's probably going to drop Miner, so we'll drop Goblins on it. And then I think I can Ice Spirit here as well. So if we disrupt the Mega Knight, it's not going to do as much damage. Could log here, because he's probably going to drop something else, but I just want to get one Hog Rider hit and be okay with that. Let's get back to Valkyrie. Get that down before he jumps. Log. I'm going to Ice Spirit on top of this. Very well played, forcing me to go for a tornado. But now we can just Hog Rider, and then we get one hit and we win the game. I could have also just rocket logged. That works as well, but I believe the Hog Rider will get a hit, so it's a little bit quicker, and it expedites it because he has to drop all of his cards on defense. If I went for rocket log, you know what would have happened? He would have spammed me, and that would have been really bad. So that was a pretty cool game against Mega Knight. You guys just saw how often I saved my Valkyrie, and then I never dropped it on offense. I never really cycled it. I always made sure that that was my pinnacle of defense against any Mega Knight spam. So we're going to go kick off the game with Goblins. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's good. See what this man wants to drop. He's going to go for the Lumberjack, so unfortunately we cannot activate King Tower here. I end up having to go in for our Lumberjack counter of the Valkyrie, and then maybe a counter push after. I don't know. I don't know what you got. Oh, dude, you definitely have Lava Hound Clone. You definitely have Lava Hound Clone. He's about to go for a Lava Hound right in front of this. I can feel it. He's going to give us a log value, and then he doesn't have any ground defenses, so we can Hog Rider with this Executioner. So it's going to be really good. This should be able to take his entire tower since he uses Lumberjack and he uses Skarmy. I don't think he has anything for this. So he's probably just going to try to make a huge counter push and then clone me because I don't end up having a Executioner in cycle. So I'm going to have to get to that real quick. Let's go for our Valkyrie. Go for our Executioner here so it doesn't get sniped by a fly machine. If I drop it here, it could actually get sniped. There it is. There she is, boys. So let's go for a tornado and then Ice Spirit everything. Just make sure that the flying machine actually dies, right? Need Ice Spirit to make sure. Then I can go for a Hog Rider since we know that he ends up having Skarmy in cycle. I don't really want to go opposite lane, and I highly doubt that he's going to drop something and then Skarmy. I mean, he could, it's just a lot of elixir. Spent a ton of elixir there. I can just log now and be fine. Maybe Dragon gets like 2 hits on my tower, max. Only 1. Feels good, man. So now he's going to maybe end up dropping a Lava Hound in the back. Kind of expect that. Let's just go for our Goblins. Force something out like Bats in front of his Lava Hound. He doesn't want to draw. Let's go for our Executioner so then we can get back to multiple potentially. Could get a very juicy Rocket here if he ends up spamming me really hard. We'll see. Nah, we're just going to Tornado that. I don't even need a Rocket. Who needs Rocket when you got Tornado Executioner? Not me, sir. So this Valkyrie might just be able to take the tower. I expect it to. And then I can go in for the Executioner in the pocket, like you guys have seen. Time and time again, so he's just not able to break through. He's not getting that Fly Machine connection that he always wants. Then we just Tornado as soon as he clones. Executioner should be able to chip away. So my preference is, I'd rather have damage on my tower if my Executioner survives, because in the long term, the Executioner is going to be the main thing that is going to be able to kill the flying units. If it dies, your tower is 100% forfeit. If your tower is taking damage, your tower is still going to stand, but it's going to take a transient amount of damage that you're willing to give up, since you're still going to win in the long term, since he doesn't have a direct source of damage to take out your tower. So despite my tower being low, it's not like he had Rocket or Fireball to finish me off, and I knew I could defend. So it's a very straightforward decision when you're running 2.9 Expo or even Executioner. You always want to make sure that you have a priority on defending your tower over trying to defend maximum amount of damage, because if you get too greedy, oftentimes you can just have everything fall apart and lose your entire tower. Let's go Ice Spirit at the river. We end up seeing a Princess, so it's probably going to be log bait. I could just log it right now because it's going to walk right up into it, and if he goes in for Goblin Barrel, we have the NATO sauce. So we'll see. We go Goblins in the same lane as that Ice Golem so we can kill it a little bit quicker, and I'm going to be forced to drop our Executioner and our Valkyrie. So I can Ice Spirit off to the side so the log's not able to hit it, and then we should be able to deny a lot of damage, and the Executioner even helps out. So that really wasn't a spot that I could try to activate King Tower, but hopefully I can later on if he splits his Royal Hogs or does something crazy. We know that those Bats are just going to die and not going to give him any value. He's got Royal Hogs in cycle. We'll see if he elects to do them. We'll activate King Tower if he does. Kind of want to see if he wants to Goblin Gang here. Wait for that Ice Golem to die so the Hog Rider didn't get hit. Mini Peck, okay. So he's going to probably split Royal Hogs now, I would assume. Yeah, he just drops them all in the same lane. Well played. So let's go activate our King Tower. Pulling all 3 of them into the King. Feels good, man. And I could go in for a Hog Rider right now. Kind of want to. Let's do it. He's going to only end up having like Goblin Gang in cycle, I think, because we outcycle the Mini Pecker, right? Or is he back to it? There's no way he's back to it, right? Yeah. Alright, cool. I was like, we might have made a really bad play if he got back to Mini Pecker. I was a little bit scared, guys. I was shaking in my boots. I don't know. Sometimes you never know with these bait players. They can pull off miraculous magic. And he's going to end up having Mini P.E.K.K.A, Royal Hogs back in cycle. We haven't seen his big spell yet. We don't know if he has a big spell. We will see. Just going to go Goblins because it's going to be the cheapest thing that I can cycle. And then cycling the Valkyrie here because I don't want to cycle Executioner. I know he's got Mini P.E.K.K.A, so I'm a little bit scared about that. I end up going for Executioner on the right hand side because I don't have any other method of killing the Royal Hogs. And, well, I guess I can Fireball or Rocket. Oh, baby! That's a triple! Holy crap. Did you see that Rocket? I think he's going to have nightmares about that one, Chief. I think he's going to have nightmares about that one. Oh my gosh. That was disgusting. I don't even want to know how loud I just yelled at the camera right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that I was super loud there. I couldn't contain my excitement. It was too much. It was way too much. Let's go for another Hog Rider here. He doesn't have anything in cycle that can't be NATO'd, so we're just going to go NATO here. Make sure that we shut down his Bats. Walk away with a very clean W with a Rocket right now. So GG, well played, and peace out, Girl Scout. That rocket was absolutely glorious, and we were able to use the tornado on offense because he uses mini P.E.K.K.A, so everything that he was going to be dropped was a bait card, and bait cards don't do so well when they're tornadoed right into an executioner. It was a pleasure playing against you, Panda, and let's move on to the next game. Let's keep asserting dominance, and we'll see what's good. This guy is going to end up going in for an Ice Wizard, so I kind of want to end up just logging it. Don't really want to go and cycle too much because I don't know if he's going to end up having Graveyard or not. And I don't want to go for a Hog Rider because that's just a bad transaction against anyone that has NATO after seeing the Ice Wizard. So we're just going to go cycle our Valkyrie in the back and play passively. So, I don't know what this is. I think it's probably going to end up being Graveyard though. So, I really don't want to play too aggressive right now. Yeah, it has to be Graveyard after seeing that bowl there. So this is going to be tough. It's going to be really, really hard to make pushes off on him. And if I go for Hog Riders, I'm just going to get NATO'd. So we're going to have to end up going for Goblins here. I think I'm going to go for a Hog Rider just to make sure that the... What? Okay. Alright, that's not what I was expecting at all. It's going to end up having Miner with Buller and Tombstone. How am I going to win this? This seems also very difficult. Definitely has NATO though. I think I have to rocket at every opportunity given, so let's go do that right now. Maybe I don't really want to cycle my Executioner too often because I think it's just going to die. It's going to die to bowlers at every opportunity. Don't want to give him NATO right now. I want to end up going in for my first push with like a Valkyrie. Still want to give him positive Elixir trade and King Tower activation. Most situations, I think I'm just going to be log cycling him out. That's not going to get any damage on the tower, will it? It's just going to hit the Tombstone. Fortunately. We'll see what he does. He's going to cycle log because I feel like I have to. Maybe he goes Miner in the back. So, this is what we're going to do. Go for our Valkyrie now. Hog Rider might get a hit. It's a bit unfortunate. I should have dropped my Valkyrie before dropping Goblins, I think. But if I'm just able to cycle rockets on him, I could win. That's how I have to play this game. My Hog Rider is not breaking through, guys. Unless it's a defensive play, I'm not going to be dropping it, ever. An Ice Spirit here. So that's really unfortunate that this dude just gets a ton of damage with the Tornado Baby Dragon. But I guess it happens. Kill that. Feels good, man. What else can we do now? I think he's just going to Miner, right? I think he's probably going to play really aggressive with Miners. That's what I would do if I was him. Just got played too. Sick. Nice play, dude. So now he's going to Miner. Yep, expected. We need 2 more rockets, so we're going to cycle our rocket before we cycle log. All we have to do is just get back to 1 more rocket. So we win the game if we cycle 1 more rocket on him. So when you can't really break through, you have to play with rocket. It's the only way that you can win some of these matchups. So yeah, that's a pretty big desperation play, my man. If I tried to play this like a Hog Rider cycle, I would have lost. But since it's Miner control, he really doesn't have the firepower to damage me down if I just catch his Miners. GG, well played, and peace out, Girl Scout. I went for the rocket cycle early, and I captured the W quite easily. Go for an Ice Spirit at the river against HSK. What do you have, dude? What you rocking? So he's not dropping anything. We're going to go for a Hog Rider, see if we can get a little bit of damage here and there. He's going to Ice Spirit the river as well, and he's going to end up having Tesla. So I think this is going to end up being a 2.9 deck. Want to go same lane if that's the case. See if he's going to be doing it, though. I usually want to get some logs off on top of his Teslas and his Expos, and then also hitting the tower with that. So hopefully we can get some nice value with our log later. It's going to give us a juicy rocket, so we'll snag that on top of the Ice Golem and the Skeletons and the Expo. So that's some nice value for 6 Elixir. We take those. It's a 9 for 6 trade, plus 3. And he's going to end up going for Archers. So when we see those Archers coming at us, I kind of just want to end up dropping an Ice Spirit. So that's going to be a pretty efficient way of dealing with it. Usually when I cycle my Goblins, I'm going to be trying to drop it on the side that he's not going for. Because he's going to be able to get log value when he kills the Goblins at the river. Oh, let's go, guys. He's definitely going to switch opposite lane now, though. What are you doing? Okay, we're just going to cycle our Goblins here because we're going to get some damage on the Ice Golem. It's evident that he's going to log, so we have to Valkyrie immediately. And then we're going to end up going for the Executioner as soon as it locks onto the Valkyrie. So in that situation, I wasn't passively cycling the goblins, so that's why I cycled them same lane, because I wanted to get damage off on the ice golem. That was the only difference there. So I'm pretty confident that if I just keep my Valkyrie in cycle, you should never really be able to break through. And if you continuously cycle Hog Riders and make them drop those Teslas, they're not going to be able to aid their endeavors with a Tesla on offense then. So it's pretty nice to do. I'm just going to cycle Logs because it's guaranteed damage. Ice Spirit at the river is potentially going to get damage. It's at least going to bait something out for him. The skeletons now can't be used to kill the Hog Rider, so he's going to have to Tesla. So that's exactly what we wanted to see. I fully expect an Expo here, so that's why I preemptively dropped my Valkyrie. Usually you don't want to do that unless you know that your opponent's going to do it, but I saw the Tesla on the map and I was pretty confident that he would. I'm going to go for the preemptive Executioner because I expect him to go in. Does not. Let's go for a Tornado, so then we're able to kill those. And we need to keep going same lane. Ice Spirit will die. We need a Rocket. Ice Spirit will connect. Should be able to just kill it. And then since the Tesla's still alive, we have to go for a high Executioner. Otherwise, that's not going to happen. I'm going to Logs, then we're able to kill those archers. See, Teslas like that are super annoying. We know that the Ice Spirit's immediately going to die, so I have to go for a Rocket because we're not going to be able to break through that otherwise. The Valkyrie's not going to get out top. But I'm gradually chipping away with the Log, guys. That's kind of how we win this game until we're able to rocket him out. It seems really stupid and it seems awkward, but yeah, that's how we do it. We're going to have that Executioner chip away with that juicy Log as well. So we had 2 hits at once. We had the Executioner plus that. Okay, that's exactly what we want to see, because now we can Valkyrie. Going for another Executioner. His Tesla's not in cycle, so then we can Hog Rider, and he's probably going to have to go in for like Skeletons or Fireball this, probably. We're probably going to Fireball this. It's a really, really bad Tesla. Now his Tesla's out of cycle, so I think we can keep cycling him here. I'm a believer. Just going for Log. Ice Spirit. Kind of need to rocket this because the archers are there. I'm not going to spend any more elixir. Maybe he's going to drop a Tesla. I was kind of hopeful that he would drop a Tesla because it's right when it's dropped, it's slightly propped up, so you can still hit it with a rocket. Let's kill it. Go and drop our Hog Rider, our Executioner immediately after. Usually you want the Valkyrie in front tanking, so then the Hog Rider is still alive, so then he has to drop a Tesla again. But as long as our Executioner is still here, I'm okay. I'm waiting and seeing if he wants to log it. He did not. Man, this game is actually pretty obnoxious. So here's our passive Goblin, so then he's not able to get damage on our tower. But Ice Spirit connects, that's really good for us. As weird as it sounds, it's actually really, really good. Should have logged a tower instead of those archers. I don't know what I was trying to do there. I was trying to get a hit. I thought I had enough elixir. Try to get this Executioner through. I have to go in for another Hog. This Hog should bypass, maybe? I'm going to have to go for a Log. I can't go for any more Log cycles at this point. I need a Hog Rider hit or an Executioner hit. Okay, that's really good. Now I can rocket. That's going to get a ton of damage on him. So I should be able to cycle another couple rockets on him. Just Valkyries. He's going to go same lane here, so let's just play defensive for a bit. Log here. Rocket now. You shouldn't be able to take the tower. The Hog Rider should be able to get enough damage on top of the Expo, so he won't be able to take the tower. I just need to cycle back to one more rocket, and we will win. Valkyrie right on top. And I've won the game, guys. It took a while. It took a fat minute. I wasn't incredibly sure that I was going to have it, but we did walk away with the W with this rocket in our hands. GG, well played, and peace out. This is one of the most annoying games you could ever play, and I hate 2.9 Expo playing against it, but glad I won.